Well, good evening, church. I'd like to welcome you to this midweek update. Pastor Jim was unable to be with you here tonight, but I wanted to give you some information regarding some upcoming events and ministries that are taking place. And we just got some breaking news. There's some election coverage that was going on, and I want to let you know that the vote is in. We win. Christ is victorious and we win. It doesn't matter what results happen in any election here on this earth, ultimately, because God is still in control. He is sovereign, He is holy, He is just, and He is on His throne. So Christians, I hope that you are encouraged by that. So let's get into some information that we need to remind you of and put forth. And so we want to keep that on the forefront of your mind. We have some things that are happening, especially with our children right now, that we want to remind you about. The first one being that this coming Friday night, November 13th, there's going to be a drive-in movie night over in Fellowship Hall. So if you haven't had the opportunity to sign up for that yet, and you're just now watching this, then chances are you haven't signed up at all, and you won't get a chance to sign up at all. So what we need you to do is you have to call the church office Thursday, November 12th. Tomorrow, you need to call by the end of the office hours, which is 2:30 in the afternoon, and let us know that you plan on attending, because each child is having a vehicle made for them. I'm telling you, it's amazing what's going on. American ingenuity. We're making cars here in Antioch. And so we want to encourage you to call the church office. Miss Becky is producing those cars. And so we need to know who's going to be there. There's absolutely no cost to you or your family. Just need to know that you're coming, and there'll be food provided. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. So please do that. Give us a call, 813-986-4346, and let us know that you plan on attending. Continuing on with Children in Mind, I want to let you know about something that's happening maybe a little further out in the future, but the registration is beginning even now as we speak, which is Upward Sports, returning in February of 2021. It's not that far away, folks. It sounds like it is, but it really isn't. We're right on the cusp of it now. So early registration has begun already. You can receive a discount if you sign up before the end of this year, 2020. So if nothing good comes out of 2020, you at least get a discount for Upward Sports. So we want to encourage you to sign up. Go to our church website, etbchurch.org, and you can sign up for Upward football and cheerleading. Again, the league itself won't start until February, but the sign-up registration, the early discount, all of that happens right now. And then continuing on thinking about children, but maybe in even a bigger global impact, our women's ministry would like to invite you to participate in Operation Christmas Child. This has been a wonderful ministry that we've had the opportunity of being a part of here at our church the last several years. And there are some shoe boxes that are available over in Welcome Center. And we'd like to encourage you to stop by, pick up a box or 20 boxes or however many boxes you choose to fill, and get those filled. And because we have the delivery date that's coming up soon, and so we need to get those returned as quickly as you can. So please bring those back to Welcome Center once you have them filled. Again, this is an opportunity for us to spread the gospel message and to share some love to children all over the world. And so that's been a true blessing to many of our church family as they've been able to participate in that, and want to encourage you to participate as well. Now, December 12th, our student ministry is going to be hosting a fundraiser for them that they use to go towards summer camp. But they're going to be hosting a yard sale on December 12th, and that's a Saturday. So we want to encourage you. The registration is online right now. So if you one of those people that maybe, like myself, maybe you have one or two of something, and maybe that one thing could probably get down the road and maybe get into somebody else's hand, come out, set up a table, and you can get some of that merchandise moved down the road onto somebody else, and maybe get rid of some clutter in your own home. I don't have that. Maybe you do. I have a lot of that, trust me. But again, you go to our church website, etbchurch.org, and you can sign up to participate in that fundraiser yard sale. That's all. The only thing that it costs you is just the registration to have the space, and that money is the money that goes to our youth. The rest of it you keep, unless you would like to donate that. Brother Jake would be so happy if you did that. But the only thing that you're expected to do is just that registration. So join us in that if you will. Now, as you're viewing this, this day that we are commemorating and recognizing is November 11th. November 11th is recognized here as Veterans Day. And since last Thursday of last week, memorial markers were set up along Knights Griffin Road in front of our church campus, each one representing a family member and a loved one from our church family. And we are grateful as a nation and certainly as a church for all that have served faithfully in our nation's military. We don't always show it, and we don't perhaps often say it enough, but certainly we want to thank you, veterans. Thank you for your service. And I hope that you too will also have that opportunity that maybe you can encounter a veteran and thank them for their service. But if that is you and you're watching this, thank you. We appreciate you and all that you were willing to do for this nation and for us. And so as we think about the what it means and as we recognize our veterans, it reminds me of a verse in Scripture, which is certainly a very familiar passage, easy to remember, not often easy to do or to commit to doing. And that's John 15, beginning in verse 12. It says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." Now that alone is a hard thing for us to do. That's difficult for us to do. But then he goes on to say in verse 13, "Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends." That kind of love goes well beyond any superficial love that we may have experienced. That word love there can at times be thrown around loosely, and we have to wonder if we truly understand what it means. I would sometimes use a phrase like, "I love cheesecake," and well, I do kind of love cheesecake, but I certainly don't love it the way that I love my wife. I don't love it the way that I love my children. I love music and I love my guitars, but I certainly don't love them the same way that I love my family and my friends. And folks, that's what we're looking at here, is what love really should mean to us. Here in this passage, there's a reminder to us that we should love because Christ has loved us first. He demonstrated that love for us by his willingness to go to the cross, to die in our place in a sacrificial and substitutionary death. He took our pain, our punishment, our death, the things that we deserved. He took upon himself there on the cross. It's difficult to understand that type of love. And I don't know about you, but I'm grateful that I don't really have to understand it. All I had to do was accept it. And as I accepted, I became a believer in Christ, and I was able to receive that love that he showed me. And I trust that you've had that opportunity as well. But then in verse 13, when we were reading through that, we're reminded that there is no greater love than a willingness to lay down your life for a friend. It takes a special type of person to have that type of love, to have that willingness to lay down their life for someone else. All of us would like to think that we would respond bravely in a dire situation. We'd like to think that we would be bold and stand in front of somebody given the circumstances. However, we may not, and I trust and hope that we may never have to know that for various reasons and obvious reasons. But when we think about what it means to stand in front of somebody, to boldly and bravely be willing to lay down your life for someone else, and perhaps somebody that you may refer to as a friend, but you may never truly know as a personal friend. As we think about what our nation's military is willing to do on a daily basis, that's the kind of love that they show for us. They may not know us personally, they may not know our name, may not recognize our face, but we're a friend because we're Americans. That's a special kind of love. That's a special type of person that it takes to do that. And I was reading through and looking at some different information, and I came across this quote, and I had seen it before, and it just speaks so beautifully to our military, I believe. But this was written by G.K. Chesterton when he penned these words. It says, "The true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him." In a world that's corrupt and broken and lost and seemingly in constant turmoil, good men and women can be hard to find. So if you find one, church, be sure to appreciate them. Be sure to let them know that we are grateful for them. So veterans, thank you for your love for this nation and its people. We are behind you, and we thank you for fighting for us. And church, may we all display that type of love to our community. May we have that willingness to go out and boldly declare and tell somebody the gospel message so that they can understand the type of love that we have and why we would want to share it with somebody else. So thank you for joining us tonight. Church, we want to encourage you to join us again this coming Sunday. We hope that you can be here at 9:15 a.m. for a time of fellowship, and then at 9:30 for Sunday school for all ages. It's a wonderful, great time of Bible study and for discipleship and fellowship as well as we grow together as believers. And then at 10:30 for worship on campus or online. We hope that you can join us this coming week. Hope you have a wonderful evening and a great remainder of your week. Church, be reminded, we are victorious because of Christ. Have a great week.